Welcome, everyone. Well, today I would like to continue with the topic I talked about last week, but from a different angle. So, this week I want to focus on, when we have prayed and put our requests before God, how we actually expect Him to answer us. So, what we need to keep in mind is once God has made a promise to us and say that He will fulfill His promise for us, and we trust Him and decide that we're going to continue to seek Him out until we see the manifestation of the promise. We also want to let go of the idea of how God is supposed to answer this request of ours, or how He is supposed to fulfill this promise or promises that He has made to us. Okay, so for example, let us talk about the story of Sarah and Hagar, right? Her maidservant. Remember when God gave Abraham the promise of a covenant child, and say he was going to have a child. Okay, because of his old age, his wife Sarah thought that she could help God. A lot of us are notorious for trying to help God. She thought she could help God by suggesting to her husband, Abraham, that her maidservant, Hagar, can, have the child in her place, right? We'll give her the child. We'll have a child and she will mother this child, and this child will end up becoming the promised child. But that was not what God told them. God said, you will have a child, right? I will give you a child. But somehow, because of her lack of patience and not getting the full direction or instructions from God, she moved ahead of him. And Abraham, being her husband, instead of him to say, no, my wife, this is not how God promised us, we have to wait. He went along with it, right? So we want to be very careful when God has made a promise to us, or when He has promised to fulfill something specific in our lives. For example, if you are waiting for God to heal you, or you have been praying for the healing of a loved one who is been sick, right? And you trusting God for healing, you cannot dictate to God how He should heal you or this loved one, right? What you do is surrender. Once you believe that you're going to receive your healing or your loved one will be healed, you have to surrender that to God. You cannot tell God, oh, it has to be done this way, right? God can choose to heal you or your loved one miraculously. He still does miracles today. That is not limited by our mindset or our own ability or knowledge. He's the God of the universe. He is the creator of the universe. He can heal miraculously, instantly, if He chooses to. Or He could also have you or your loved one go through the medical system to be healed. That is still part of His healing plan. He is still God, and that is still healing, right? So we want to make sure we are very careful that when we ask God for something or we pray for something, we don't jump ahead of God. We need to relinquish control. We need to have loose hands, right? Don't have a tight fist over any request. Just have an open, always keep an open possibility. Always keeps an open possibility that God could choose to either heal you or this loved one miraculously, or He can choose to have you go through the medical system to be healed. Either way, He's still the one doing the healing. Without God involvement in the medication we take, those medication will not do what they're supposed to do. We all know how when you go get your medication, you hear about all these side effects that go with the medication, right? So at the end of the day, the medication can bring up one problem instead of what it's supposed to cure. But it's only by His saving grace and His mercy that we can also receive healing through the medical means. There is nothing wrong with that. God created physicians. He also created the medical system. He created the people that came up with the idea of the medical system. Okay, so He can also use them to heal us, to heal you, to heal your loved one, just as He can choose to heal you instantaneously. So the whole point here is, whatever it is that you are believing God for, please relinquish control. Don't try to dictate to God how he should do it. Trust that he's going to do it, and he will do it at his own time, and he's going to do it how he wants it done, not how we want it done, not how we believe it should be done, not when we believe it should be done, okay? Find peace in knowing that your Father in heaven loves you with an everlasting love, and because he loves you that much, he will go the distance to make sure that every need you have is met. And that includes the need for healing, the need for shelter, the need for food, the need for a partner, the need to have children, the need for whatever it may be. He will go the distance to help you get to that point in your life. So just have the patience and wait on him, trust him, and surrender all of it to him, okay? Find peace in him. Find peace. Find peace. Find peace. I pray that he will order your steps. He will lead you closer to him as you wait and you trust in his promises to manifest in your life. God bless you. Until we meet again, have a good blessed rest of your week. Bye.